Good morning. It's Crazy Cheap Chick. I went to the grocery store January 1st and January 2nd. I was hoping to find some after the holiday clearance specials. I found a few things, but not a lot. But let me show you what I found. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to keep your food fresh longer. And I'm going to share a story with you. Today is January 1st, and I spent $72.52 at Dillon's. And I did notice it seemed like the taxes had gone down a little bit. Kansas is phasing out sales tax on food over like 5 years. And so I think it went down just a little bit more. My kids are coming over today, and we're gonna have a family meal, and I'm making salad and rolls. So I got this lettuce for $2.99. Got some half and half for $5.49. Blueberries for $4.99. I got some pickles for $2.29 because I want to try to make fried pickles. My yogurt that I love for $5.29. Some buttermilk for $1.79. That's to make ranch dressing. And I got this really nice cheese, Kentucky bourbon. And it is so, so good. I'm going to grate it up and put it in my salad that I make for the kids today. And it was $4.49. Then, since I'm supplying rolls, I was too lazy to make them. And so I bought 3 packages of these Sister Schuberts. They're $3.99 a package. And I got some Parmesan and mozzarella cheese. It was on sale for $2 a package. And everything else was clearance. Now, I didn't really expect to find much clearance today. I think tomorrow will be the big clearance day because after a holiday, no one's been working. And so I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff that needs marked down tomorrow. But I did find a few things. I got this salad kit for $2.13, which we'll probably have tomorrow for lunch. 2 packages of Quaker oatmeal. I don't like oatmeal very much, but John Wayne eats it occasionally. And it's been on sale for like $1.50 here and there, but this was just a little bit less. Got him some granola for $2.75. That's pretty cheap. Oftentimes they'll put right on there what it cost originally, and this was $5.29 originally. Got this light ranch dressing for $3.60. It was originally $7.99. And I need to get back on the diet. I kind of fell off the wagon when I had my surgery and everyone was bringing me food, but I didn't regain a lot. So when I'm restarting my diet after today, and I'll probably need some light dressing. Got these rolls for $3.07, and a package of the Noosa yogurt marked down to 92 cents. Got these cookies for my grandkids, $1.76 each. Got some nuts, hot cocoa almonds. They were $1.42. I got 2 packages of those. And I got some macadamia nuts, which I love. They were only marked down to $4.05. I love them so much, I bought them. 4 apples for 99 cents. Some pinto beans for 80 cents. Some bananas for 61 cents, and I bought these for my grandkids. It's packages of apples cut up. I have plenty of apples, but I know after lunch, about 20 minutes after a big meal, some grandkid will come up to me and say, "Nana, I'm hungry." And so I'm gonna give them an apple or a cookie. So anyway, that's what I got. This isn't really a normal shopping trip. It's more for just what I need tomorrow and today for this big lunch. Now, for breakfast, I always have yogurt and fruit, and we're going to have this salad for lunch today. That's my contribution, the salad and rolls. And tomorrow, I think we're going to have hamburgers since I found these pretzel buns, and they looked so yummy. There's only 4 in there. That's really high for buns. But I think that's what we'll have tomorrow night is hamburgers. And I'll probably go back to the store tomorrow. Anything that we don't eat today goes into the pantry. Well, I went to the grocery store yesterday, and then I ran back up there today because I forgot grape tomatoes. And I lost my receipt. I don't know where it is, but I think these were $2.99, and I think this lettuce was $2.99. And then I just went ahead and picked up a few clearance things. They had this broccoli for $2.70, so I think I'll probably make some broccoli and cheese soup. And these little stuffed mushrooms are just a treat for John Wayne. I hate mushrooms, but he really likes them. 3 packages of walnuts for $3.15. 3 packages of these meatballs, and these meatballs are normally $4.99. They had them marked down to $2.58. This is just hamburger. And so tonight I'm probably going to take 1 package of these and turn them into hamburgers. And the others I'm going to throw in the freezer. And I found 2 bottles of shampoo marked down to $2.15. I think these are normally $3.99. And this conditioner was also marked down from $3.99 to $2.31. So I got that. You never know what you're going to find. I was in and out of there quick. So here's a couple of items I bought recently that I think I'm going to love. This is called the Kitchen Spatty, and all it is a really long-handled tiny spatula that you can use like in a bottle when it's almost empty and you can't get it out anymore. Well, you can use that spatula to get every last drop, because when you're paying a high price for food, you don't want any of it to go to waste. You want to use every last drop. Well, it works just like I hoped it would. It's just a long-handled spatula that lets you get every last drop out, and I think I'm going to love these. Now, the second thing that I bought are these brown sugar keepers. And both of these things are inexpensive, the spatula and the brown sugar keepers. And they have them in a variety of designs. And what you do is, you've probably had these before. I've had them in the past. I don't know what happened to the ones I did have. You soak them in water for 15 minutes, and that's just plain water. You don't want to have soap in it because it'll retain the soap if you do. But you're going to soak these in water for 15 minutes, pat them dry, and then you put it in the container of brown sugar to keep it soft. Well, I always did that in the past and it worked great. But as I was reading the instructions on these things, it talks about how you can also use them in marshmallows, in raisins or other dried fruit, cookies and cakes. And the biggest thing I have that dries out is coconut. So I think I'm going to put 1 in my coconut, 1 in my marshmallows, 1 in my brown sugar, and probably 1 with the raisins, and see how those do at keeping the food longer. Like I said, I've used these before on brown sugar and they work great. So I think they'll probably work great on the other things too. So this just helps you keep your food in good condition and usable for a lot longer. So as you can see, I was able to scrape out a lot more of that mustard out of this jar using this little spatulas. And I've got my brown sugar keepers soaking in water. Well, these have been soaking for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take them out. And the instructions suggest using distilled water, but I just used regular water. And I am just going to pat them dry, like it said. And it's funny, when I put them in the water, they kind of hissed. You could tell the clay was really soaking up the moisture. Okay, those are pretty dry. And now that they're dry, I'm just going to put them in these containers. So here's some coconut. Just going to drop 1 in there. This is my brown sugar. And I'm going to drop 1 in here. And the instructions say if it starts to get hard, then you just get these wet again and take them out, get them wet again, and put them back in. But this should last for months. This should keep this stuff soft and usable for a long time. It'll really help you save on food if you can make it last longer. Well, guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Now, if you want to buy those products that I mentioned, the brown sugar keepers or the little kitchen spatty, I'm going to put links in the description of this video to buy them on Amazon. Now, if you buy them on Amazon, I do get like a little tiny commission. But if you can find them someplace else less expensive, then definitely go where you can get them for the least amount of money. Now, as promised, I told you I would tell you a story if you stuck around all the way to the end. So this is today's story. This actually happened to John Wayne several years ago. Now, you know that we own an electrical contracting business. Well, years ago, a company had called us needing some work done. They owned a trailer court, and one of the mobile homes had lost power. And even though our schedule was full, John Wayne went at the end of the day to check it out, and he diagnosed the problem and the pedestal that feeds the mobile home had failed, and he had to order parts. Well, he's explaining this to the people who live in the mobile home that he's not going to be able to repair it that day. And this is like 6 o'clock at night because he came at the end of the day and it was really hot. It was like July or August. And he was wore out. He was hot. He was ready to come home. And these people got highly irate, very, very upset. And they're screaming and cussing and throwing a fit, demanding that he stay and fix it. And he's explaining to him, well, I can't fix it because, you know, this is a special order part. It's not something you just go to Home Depot and buy. This is something that has to be ordered. And he had ordered it and it was going to be in the next day, but they were going to have to be without power for like 12 hours. And so finally, he just thought, you know, I'm not going to stay here and argue all night with these people. And he started to leave. And the people had an adult son and his wife who lived with them. And the adult son got in front of John Wayne and he's like, no, you can't leave. You know, you've got to fix this. You've got to fix it. I'm not going to let you go until you fix it. And, you know, John Wayne gets around him and out the door and into his truck. And the guy follows him out, screaming and cussing. Then he gets in front of his truck and lays himself over the hood of the truck and would not move. So John Wayne just starts letting the truck roll, and the guy's just walking backwards as the truck rolls. And so he could see that wasn't stopping him. And so he kind of edged himself around the truck and put his foot underneath the tire. So at this point, John Wayne had already called another employee to come join him for backup. And at this point, he goes ahead and calls 911. When the police show up, they're pretty quick to judge what's going on. They tell that guy to go sit on the curb. His girlfriend had been filming it the entire time on her cell phone. And he asked John Wayne, he's like, well, were you here to cut their power? And he's like, no, I'm actually here to try to fix their power, but I can't do anything until the part comes in tomorrow. And the policeman's like, oh, brother, people. So he goes over and he starts telling these people, you know, if he wants to press charges against you, he can, because you kidnapped him. You prevented him from leaving your home. You were trying to prevent him from driving off, and that's kidnapping. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the policeman said, and other charges too. And, you know, John Wayne's like, I don't care about that. I just want to go home. And so the policeman told John Wayne, just, you know, you don't have to stay. And then later that night, these people write this real negative review. And of course, none of it was truthful. It was all about how this guy wouldn't fix it even though he could, and they were elderly, and they had medicine that had to be refrigerated, and he wouldn't stay and fix it because it was after hours. And, you know, very clearly he had explained to him that he couldn't fix it because the part wasn't available. And so as soon as he saw that, he contacted him and said, look, you either take down that untruthful review or I call the police and reinstate the charges against you. So of course they took it down. And in all of our years of being in business, bad reviews, I think we've had 2 or 3, and we have hundreds of 5-star reviews. And so when you do see a negative review on a business, I guess just remember that there's always 2 sides to every story. And some people, you know, maybe they were just having a bad day. That's what I hope. I hope they don't act like that all the time. Maybe just because they didn't feel well or it was so hot, maybe they weren't themselves. That's what we'll hope. But the mobile home court actually told them if they continued to harass us, that they were going to kick them out of the park. And so I think that's what finally got that stopped. But they were pretty difficult people. And eventually, the next day it did get fixed. So it's just crazy. People can be a little off kilter at times. Anyway, that's my story for today. And if you got anything out of the video, please give me a like, comment, share, or subscribe. Help an old lady out. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I hope you find some great bargains.